This is the word to go, yo.
Hi, ladies. Well, hello. How adorable do you guys look? As usual, click that like button. Let us know we're doing a good job. But subscribe right there. Always hit that subscribe. And don't forget our favorite. Click that bell notification so you always know when GAW is on.
It's a good decision. It's a good decision to do all those things because if you're here for the first time, welcome to Grown Ass Women TV. We're so happy to have you. We feel like we meet new people every week. And believe you me, we see all of you in the live chat every week, Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. for those of us in the UK. And we see you guys tipping. We see you guys joining YouTube memberships. Thank you for all of the love and support. So much fun. But I will tell you guys, YouTube membership is where it's at. That's where you get the extended version of all of our episodes. And given that it's spooky season, we have some very interesting guests and interesting episodes planned. So if you've always wondered about joining YouTube memberships, do yourself a flave and do it right now in spooky season. Just saying.
Boom. We love a spooky season. Don't we? Don't
It
we?
is, yeah.
You know who
Wait.
else we love is our the fact that we are bringing back Patreon as well. We are bringing back our Patreon for GAW TV because I felt like that was an awesome place where a lot of our fans really got some really cool, unique experiences, you know, with us, with the three of us. So that was so awesome. So excited about that, but also love our next guest who I've fallen in love with over Impact Wrestling. And he is a grown-ass man. He loves food just like us. Loves food,
Right.
even has like a little show about it. And also, you know, I just believe in him.
Too.
Yeah. Lisa, I heard if you say his name, he will appear. GAW believes in Joe Hendry.
You say it, he appears. Thank you for
so
being
much.
here.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I've wanted to be on this show for ages.
Yeah,
I have.
thank you. Oh my gosh. Well, we start off the show, what you wearing, what you drinking. So the guest of honor goes first.
Okay, so I'm wearing a very exciting white t-shirt. If I'd have known about that feature, I would have added something. And I've got a black coffee right now. That's what I'm drinking.
Yummy.
Nice.
You like your coffee black? No
I
sugar?
do. No sugar. I'm a complete psychopath. That's apparently the psychopath's order. So
Yeah.
Oh.
yeah.
And look how
Wow.
blonde you are, my friend. Hi, Ken. We
So
love Ken.
do you know, I haven't seen the Barbie film, and I didn't know that Ken wears like this striped shirt, and I have basically the same shirt, and it was my favorite shirt. So I was wearing it around, and people were like laughing, and I was like, "What is it you're saying?" And she was like, "Oh, you're wearing like, and you look like Ken," and I hadn't even seen the film, so I should have worn my
Oh.
Ken shirt.
You were
Well, I get my
blonde way
Ken shirt.
before the Barbie film, in your defense, though. You were rocking the blonde way before.
You know what? Let me get my Ken shirt.
Go
I
get
feel-
your
I feel
Ken
underdone.
shirt.
I'll get my
Get your
Oh
Ken
my
shirt.
God.
Oh my God, we
get
can
your
do like
Ken
a
shirt.
side by side.
Who yeah.
Side
Who did it better?
by side.
Ken versus Joe Hendry.
Who wore it better?
Hendry versus Kendry. Joe Kendry. Oh my God.
Stop it. It could be his alter
I
ego.
believe in Joe Kendry.
Boom, boom.
I don't know that we have enough of the copyright to be doing that. We'll have to ask him
Yeah.
afterward. I hear he charges the big bucks. I don't know. Oh my God, you weren't kidding.
I've got the Ken shirt. I don't know if you can see it, but it's
Oh,
very
yeah.
good.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You need
That's
rollerblades.
Oh, my
don't-
God.
I don't have that, I'm afraid.
Joe
Oh.
Kendry, Val just said, and it is genius.
That is good. There's a video in that. I could get something out of that. There's a video there.
Uh-oh.
We were
there is
saying we
something
don't-
there.
There might be a copyright, but I mean, you know, big bucks. I'm sure it's all good. Ladies, what are
Good.
you drinking and wearing
You know how
tonight?
you do it is Joe Hendry gets banned from ringside, but his friend Joe Kendry appears.
That
Brilliant.
is Mickie, I hope you're in charge of my creative moving forward, because that's
yes.
the direction I want to go in.
I'll go
over.
This
next,
is my
I'll go
friend Joe Kendry.
Yeah.
I'm just drinking a little green tea, little throat problem. And I am sporting, my glasses and, my normal, I can't
Beautiful.
see the screen. My new shirt that just dropped, Black
Yo.
Widow.
Black Widow.
Yes,
Yes,
I
I've
love.
Oh my
watched.
God, Lisa, I love it.
Yes, they just dropped. Yes,
That's awesome.
I'm so excited, and thanks to Kacan Art, CACAN _ art. He does graphics for a lot of the wrestlers.
He's
Not a
amazing.
lot. Yeah, he's amazing. He's amazing. But big shout
Yeah,
out
they
to
are
him.
amazing.
Right? He's
You know, a
so
lot of their
good.
posters and stuff they do.
Yeah.
It is amazing.
Yeah.
Totally. Cheers on
Yeah.
that.
Cheers.
Congratulations.
Yeah, his artwork, it's amazing. I'll
Yeah.
tell you guys, I am drinking what the camera is perceiving as water, but the weirdest thing is, I swear it tastes like vodka soda. It's crazy.
It's
It's insane. That is the magic of showbiz, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh.
I am also wearing a spanking new pair of pajamas that we love a little slumber party. And I want to give a shout out to Les Pipelettes, who is a new jewelry brand I discovered. And they're very chic. They're very high end, but affordable prices. I will put the link in the description for you guys. I got it in Nice. It's Les Pipelettes de Nice. So not like Denise Richards, but like of Nice. You know.
Oh, okay.
So you got it in France when you were in France.
Oui, bien sûr.
Oui.
I did a little bit of shopping.
Just a little
Yes,
bit.
yes.
Yeah.
As you do.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm so glad that I'm going last because I did a throwback to, I know I've worn this before a long time ago on golf.
So cute.
Our early episodes, but I thought to go back to PJ's where we began too, Joe Hendry. And so I'm wearing my mini one-piece suit, yo.
Mickey and Minnie, perfect. Oh, it's polka dots.
Yeah. And
Get it, girl.
I'm drinking a little ginger beer, and this is like a ginger. It's better than ginger ale, but I got it from Aldi. Love Aldi. Big fan of the Aldi.
Wow.
It's delicious. It's really good with vodka in there, but I'm not doing vodka today. I'm just doing the ginger beer.
Respect.
And I brought food because we were having a debate earlier over the best subs, and I have my Jersey Mikes that I may, because I'm really hungry, and I may partake of because they are the best subs, especially if you go Mike's way. Can't go wrong if you go Mike's way.
Can we bring Mike on the show? I mean, why not?
Yeah.
I was just going to say, I'm so jealous of the food in America. I have no idea how wrestlers stay in shape in the US with all those amazing food options. The food is terrible here in the UK.
It's not terrible. I think the
terrible.
difference is I love a lot of the food. I think it's the portion size. America's portion size to UK. If you order a starter in the UK, it is a one-person starter. You order a starter in the States, it's a table starter. It's a sharer for like 3 people at least.
I'm a quantity guy. So that's maybe why. I just love the food in America.
But it segues into I've seen you lately doing this foodie show. And I thought it would be a great segue to talk about that. And have you tried the Jersey Mikes, by the way? Do you know of Jersey Mikes?
I know nothing of Jersey Mikes, but I am happy to be educated.
Okay, well, it's delicious. They're damn delicious. It's probably one of the only things from Jersey I actually like.
Oh.
That's a clip that we're gonna air everywhere. I love it so much. So it's from Jersey. Yeah, it's delicious. And I gotta tell you, I was a fan of other sub companies. I will not mention, they're great. But Jersey Mike's, my mouth's watering. Hang on a moment.
Mine too.
I too miss American food, and it is the best. It is the best.
Yeah.
Val, how are you coping with the UK food?
I'm surviving. I'm not enjoying.
Yeah. See, that's an honest response.
Ever. It is honestly, and listen, people, I get asked all the time in cabs, what do you like better? Here or America? And I'm like, I can't answer that. I'm unpatriotic if I don't say home, and if I say here, I'm lying. But it's lovely and it's amazing things. I will say I struggle with the food the most. Just taste you don't grow up on. I'm giving you a political answer, but I'm serious.
Yeah.
Also, Joe, like Tex-Mex and things like that aren't available. Also, we all have to watch our girlish and boyish mannish figures and Ken-like figures. And doing like low carb over here it's not a thing. It doesn't happen.
So for me, I just refuse to compromise on food. I can't do it. So I've just started fasting like for anywhere between 24 to 32 hours a week, like once, just so I can eat what I want. Like I'd rather not eat for a day or two. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, Wawa was this mythical thing. My girlfriend Erin, my best friend, is from Philly, and she kept talking about Wawa, and I was like, it can't be that good. Came to Orlando, and I was like, oh crap, it is everything.
Wawa is amazing. Although Sheetz, the difference is I kind of prefer Sheetz over Wawa because Sheetz has the pretzel bun.
So I've had those. I had those on Food Fight. It was I think Trey Miguel got like, it's either Trey or Ace Austin gets like free stuff from Sheetz, which is pretty.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What sort of food, can I ask, do you partake in and do you promote on your show? And is it like a political thing, or do you genuinely just go, this is what I like and I'm going to be honest about it?
So it's whatever the guest decides. So the guest can have whatever they like, and we'll both rate it. We'll give it a star rating, and then at the end we'll put the two ratings together. So if you give it a 3 and I give it a 4, it's a 3.5. So that's
I see.
That's fair.
It's fair.
Yeah.
I'm very fair.
And what kind of places do you go to?
Oh, we've had everything. We've had so I'll give you a UK one that I had on the last episode called Greg's. Val, have you had a Greg's yet?
I've had Greg's.
And you're still alive. You're still here.
Yeah. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
It's just stuff. I'm going to American translate it for you. It's like beans or pizza or cheese and things like that in like a flaky, crispy Hot Pocket.
Yeah.
Oh, yum.
It's actually really good.
It is good. It's good. Oh, yeah, it is actually quite good. Yeah.
Okay.
Good for you. Debatable, but it's good. So Joe, are you in the UK right now? I know you are an international man of mystery. So are you in the UK, and how much time do you spend in both?
So I am in the UK right now. Working pretty hard on the UK tour. Very excited for that coming up. But so I'm here just now. I'm going to Germany Saturday morning. I'm back, and then I'm going to Chicago for Bound for Glory. But yeah, I think I've crossed the Atlantic probably 45 times this year so far.
Wow.
This year?
Yeah. So if you think about it, like, so, and it's usually like, it's a lot of flying. It's a lot. So I never really usually get a chance to settle in a time zone. So it's pretty weird. But look, I put it this way. Like, I remember just over a year ago, had no visa, didn't have a contract and all that. So you'll never hear me moaning about it. It's a privilege to do it, you know? So it's like, I could be sitting at a desk doing something I don't want to do. Whereas it's, when COVID came along, the world changed. I just didn't know if I was going to get a chance to do my dream job anymore, you know, because I couldn't even get into America. So the fact that I'm now with Impact Wrestling, you know, I had a really good run with one of the belts. Like, I'm living my dream. And you know, Impact's coming to my home country, coming to Scotland, and, you know, my family are going to be able to see it. And it's just, I'm experiencing a lot of things I didn't know that I'd get to experience again. So I think having it taken away from me gave me like this insane gratitude for it and made me try harder, you know?
Yeah.
So proud to hear that. You deserve it. I mean, Impact Wrestling, anyone's blessed to have you. But we were just saying before you came on, like off the record, was I not saying like, it was just me going like, this is one of the most, I said in a little video to promote the show, like, this is one of my favorite wrestlers, one of the most talented I've ever seen. And I got to see you, you know, ICW and WS Wrestling and some amazing things. But I was just waiting for somebody in America to go, hello. And it was so thrilling when it happened for you. So cheers to you. You deserve all the success and more.
Thank you. And I just want to say, Val, like, you've been supporting me since, I want to say 2015, I think was when
crazy.
Yeah, you've been singing my praises and supporting me since 2015, and that has always meant a lot to me. I've always appreciated it. You know, I think actually, to be honest, it's an honor to be on this call. Like, you're all legends in the game at what you all do.
Yeah.
So I'm very, very privileged to be on this call. And I just really appreciate that, Belle. So thank you so much.
Thank you. And Mickie, you get to see him all the time in Impact. What's that
do.
like?
No.
I mean, I have to say, Joe, you're so sweet. I got to, when you were champion, we did media together, and I really got a chance to know Joe then. But he's always so humble and kind and sweet. You're so damn sweet, and I don't know how because of wrestling, but you know, here we are.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
The fans freaking love you, and I tell you, they love your song so much. They love to sing along. They love the skits those skits that you've done with like Kenny, and what was the other song that you did? Moose.
Yeah.
This one?
And
oh my
Joya.
God, they're hilarious. Where do you find the inspiration, Matt Cardona?
Yeah.
Where do you find the information, like the inspiration for these?
So I'll tell you a few funny stories about them. So the two that stick out are this is why I went to Impact Wrestling, because I did get multiple offers. And I decided to go to Impact because I believed that Scott and the creative team and Robert, who I didn't know at the time, I had a feeling that the creative team were going to let me do my thing. And that was going to be key to me getting over in the United States.
Right.
And there was a night where Robert got the music for Matt Cardona's entrance song with no lyrics. And he was like, do a song over the top of that. And I'm not joking. It was probably 6 or 7 p.m. And I was listening to it and I went, it ain't the one. It ain't the one. And I called Robert and I says, Robert, this isn't it. I was like, I got to write this song. I don't care how we get there, but I have to call him Edge's bitch. That's what the audience are going to love. I have to do it. It has to be an original song. You just got to trust me. Let me do my thing. And he's like, go do it. And in fact, like, again, when I did, like, so I went to my friend's studio at, like, you know, that the night before I had to fly out, got finished at like midnight, came back here, filmed it in an hour. We're just like, I print the masks on my paper. And I finished like editing the video and the music here, put it together, got on the plane, and it's literally just done like in the run up to it. So it's very
crazy. I didn't realize you did all of it. What?
Yeah. Wow. So well, to give credit where credit's due, I work with my friend Neil is like my audio engineer. So he'll work with me in the studio and capture the audio for me. But I write all the songs, and I'll kind of I play most of the instruments on them. Again, Val, as you mentioned, Joya was a really difficult undertaking because creative came to me and they said, we want you to go in this team with Yuya and you cannot use they said, we think you can come up with something for the team. We don't want you to use your theme. And I was like, oh, my theme's like my biggest weapon. And I'm like, well, I have to create something new. So me and Robert in creative, we both liked this song that was like with a totally cheesy music video called Separate Ways by Journey. It's like the cheesiest music video ever. So I thought, right, let's recreate this and that'll be the gimmick. That's what Joya was. So it was just a tribute to this really silly music video. And we thought, let's steer into it 100%. The instruments that we used were designed to be the sounds that would be used by bands in the sort of mid to late 80s. But we added in a few other textures. We put some guitar down on it. You wouldn't believe the details we went into on this. And then to try and teach Yuya the dance moves, because I was trying to figure out what is the crowd going to be able to do where they're not going to bump into each other. Right. And all this. And try to explain it to poor Yuya, who's like destined to be IWGP world champion. And you're going, listen, you've kind of got to do this stupid dance in these stupid clothes. But he was all for it. We committed to it 100%, and it was a lot of fun.
I love about your videos and stuff. So something that I always tell, like working with Progress Wrestling, for example, and working with, which sounds insane because now I'm 37, I was always the baby, but working with younger wrestlers, I always say, like, and I think you're a great example of this, Joe. Don't wait for someone to knock on your door with an idea. Don't wait to film yourself. People are always like, well, I'm not being used. Why would Don't wait. You have taken so much upon yourself to do this. And what I love about that, number one, it shows really great ambition, and plus you have the talent to back it up. But your videos are so original because what I love about them is it's the juxtaposition of the sound quality is great. You can really sing. It's catchy and all that. But there's also, like you mentioned, the masks that are kind of just like printed paper. There's humor in it that if it was super duper duper polished and super cinematography based, it wouldn't be that funny. But there's still some like relatable humor in there. So that kind of marriage and amalgamation of both is really cool because it appeals to wrestling fans. We don't want to take ourselves too seriously, right?
Yeah.
It's very inspired by South Park. So the idea behind South Park, if you listen to any of their songs, is they sound really good, but the voices would be a bit like this. So it's like what we found, and this is the kind of sweet spot that me and Robert and creative have been finding, is like if everything sounds great apart from one thing. So in the song, you make as much of it sound great as you can, and then the masks look crude. You make one thing look low production, and it fits and it's funny. If it's two or three things, then it's just bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. You have to find that balance. No, it's freaking hilarious.
Thank you.
The Moose one. I was like, it's so funny. And the lyrics are funny. I didn't realize that you did it all. Like, that's how you did it.
I know.
It was like Impact Production and stuff like that. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Mickey, you and Joe need to do something
I'm blown
together.
away. Yeah.
You need to do something with Joe, Mickey.
Yeah. We'll write,
that'd be awesome.
We'll write something.
That'd be awesome. Yeah.
We'll
write a little ditty for the kiddies.
I'll tell you, Bully Ray's pretty good on the piano as well. You know, we could add him to the band. Yeah. Me and him were jamming. Me and him were
What?
actually, I don't know if that was meant to be a secret, but he's a good musician.
Hey, just
Don't tell
between
anyone.
us, it's a Got TV exclusive.
Yeah, don't tell anyone.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Billy's a good musician.
The UK tour, which I know
Yeah.
you're a big part of that, and that's amazing. It's the first time Impact has gone overseas in how long?
I
mean,
so the last time we went over was for MediaCon. And the funny
Uh-huh.
thing is that's when I was last with the company. So that was
wow.
yeah, that was in 2018, but that was one show. And
Right.
before that one show, I think it was a good few years before that. So I think it's been like 8 or 10 years since they've done a proper. I think it's 8 years since
Tour.
they've done a tour in the UK.
Right.
Was this the same MediaCon where we inducted Jeff Jarrett into the Hall of Fame? Or was
Isn't
that
it
a
weird
different-
that's a sentence that you and I just happened to I'd forgot about that. You and I just happened to induct Jeff Jarrett into a Hall of Fame.
Bro, I did too,
Random.
but I work in that building
That's so
all the
funny.
time now with Monopoly Events, who I do Comic Cons for, and I always think it's so funny that the building looks very different now. But you and I, like, and by the way, of course, Joe Hendry, was dressed in a suit and fabulous and top notch, and I was in a gown because any excuse to dress up. And we inducted Jeff Jarrett. If I can find photos or videos from that, I mean, it was a really cool moment. But that MediaCon was a lot of fun. But this specifically is an Impact Wrestling tour, and now that you're a full-fledged Impact Wrestling star, you said your family's coming. This has got to be emotional for you. But yeah, how are you gonna like prepare for that? Are you gonna be like, when your family's in the crowd, do you feel a little more like butterflies, or how does that feel? How's it gonna feel?
So I'll be honest, to be completely real with you at the moment, I'm in and I'm maybe you all can identify with this. I don't know, but just with the amount of flying and travel and the amount of like working I'm doing and stuff, it has been a little hard to see family recently. So I sometimes feel when you're in this game and you do this job, I know Val, you might feel that being in the UK as well, it can be difficult to be away from your family. So it's kind of, I end up just like missing them, but it's like, you owe it to yourself to go out there and achieve your dream. So it's this, I don't, do you guys ever feel that you almost get like pulled in different directions? Is that just me, or do you feel that?
No,
as well?
1000%. And
Yeah.
it's hard to prioritize, and you have to try to make sure that you make time for all of them. And it's hard.
Yeah.
That is that's the hardest thing about the profession that we chose.
Because Joe Hendry, you are an
Yes.
Impact Wrestling star.
Mhm.
That you went and watched Impact back in the day. Like, can you give
Yeah.
us a little history lesson of when you started watching? I'd love to hear like who your favorites were, present company aside. Well, or you can include them. But like, what was your first foray into Impact Wrestling, and why did that company speak to you to make you want to join now?
So I didn't get into wrestling until a little bit later. I got into wrestling probably when I was about 14. And my friend at school was like, bro, there's other wrestling than WWE. And I was like, no, stop. And he's like, no, dude, there's a whole channel for it. It's called the Wrestling Channel. And I was like, stop. So I went to his after school, and it's the Wrestling Channel. You may remember it was in the UK, and they had Impact, Ring of Honor, they showed Old World of Sport, they had CZW, they had CMLL, they had everything that was like independent at the time. I don't know if you ever remember FWA. That was like a British promotion. That was like one of my favorite promotions. Loved it. Even though it was like a small promotion, the way it was presented on that show, it made it feel big. And I always kind of carried that with me, thinking putting effort into production, even on a small scale, really, it does wonders. So, but anyway, so I remember seeing Impact in the early days, and AJ Styles was my favorite to start with, I would say. I don't know why. I just thought he was super cool. Like it was just so different. The style was so different, and that's kind of why I love being in Impact as well. Because if you look at modern wrestling across all the major companies, you can see Impact's footprint everywhere.
Yeah.
And so I will say after that, there were a few people who I like. Monty Brown for me was like totally underrated. I thought he was awesome. He was different. It was sad to see him go from the business. I know a lot of people would be glad to see him back. Also the X Division was seen as like the best, wrestling in the world at the time. And also like, I feel like Impact was the first company to really put like equal emphasis, or getting closer to equal emphasis. I think we do now have equal emphasis, but it was a real showcase for the women's division as well. So I think Impact has just been like, it's arguably one of the most influential wrestling companies that's ever existed, to be honest. And if you think about it, the art form of professional wrestling is really not that old compared to other endeavors in sports. So for Impact to be still running the way it is, and I feel we're on an upward trajectory now, 20 years, that's a significant portion of time.
Yeah. No, it is.
So well
I mean,
said.
I have a lot of love and loyalty for Impact, even from their first show all the way to now. But like you said before, because when you said, oh, I had offers, but I chose Impact because of the creativity and that freedom to know that you're going to be able to blossom and step in and have more control over how your character is portrayed. And it is more of a it is more of that balance of working together. You feel like you're very much working together to create and not so much just being told.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, So,
Exactly.
and it's true. It's so much more fun. And it is a lot of fun. I always sing Impact's, praises too. I love them so much. They've done so much for me and for all of us, really.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. And it brought us all together, you guys.
Here we are.
Talking
about
together. But I will say, I mean, obviously we all sing Impact's praises, as Mickie said, and it's such a, as Joe said, it's a progressive company, and it did put the spotlight on women's wrestling and X Division. It had so many inventive ideas and originalities. But for those of you that still love Impact Wrestling, or even if you watched it before and you need to be refreshed and to know how amazing it is right now, there's so much exciting stuff going on. And for those of us in the UK, the Impact Tour is coming up. We're going to put all the dates up. I think one of them's actually sold out. Is that right, Joe? I mean, obviously the fans must be really, really excited.
So we've got Gut Check to find the next wave of talent, which is completely sold out. So we've got hundreds of people coming to try out in Glasgow on the 25th. Yeah. And Coventry on the 29th. So we've got Glasgow on the 26th. We've got Newcastle, which is going to be Turning Point on the 27th. We've got Coventry on the 28th, which is now sold out. And then we've got Coventry on the 29th as well. And what's really cool about it is these were originally, we didn't know what they were going to be. They were probably going to be, house shows, but just the excitement has really, it's been amazing. Like, people are they can't wait to see us. So that management made the decision to have Turning Point in Newcastle. So
Awesome.
I mean, I will say that every time we've gone, and I remember some of those tours, Lisa, I'm not sure if you remember, where was it? Was it in Ireland, where that one, it was like a boxing hall? Was that Dublin? Maybe Impact always did well in the UK, and the fans always came out for it. And the UK fans, especially, I can't wait that I'm glad they're filming it for television, or filming it, because that audience is way different than the audience that we get in the States, and their energy and the way what they react on and how they react within. It's so electric and it's fun and it's exciting. So I'm sure everybody's going to have a great time. So I'm happy to hear that it's sold out, and I'm glad that the Gut Check's going really well. I heard that they capped that off or something. They stopped taking submissions for it.
Yep, we had to cut it off pretty quick. It was only open for 2 or 3 days.
Wow.
Completely. It was just like, we can't take any more. Can't see any more people.
That just proves how hungry the UK fans are for not just wrestling, but for specifically Impact Wrestling. And it's sort of a love letter to the loyalty and the long-standing loyalty of the UK fans. Because even when I moved here, how funny that I ended up here, because people were like, wow, I saw a lot of your stuff. And I'm like, you did? I filmed a lot for Challenge TV. And I was like, wow, they really soaked up all of the Impact Wrestling culture. So for it to be, obviously, one show's already sold out, this is going to be a moment in history for the UK fans. All of the links are in the description. Hopefully we'll see you there. But Joe, we want to give you the floor to just say any final words for your fans here, or tell us what you're looking forward to, other than
where they can find you, where they can watch that booty show.
So you can find me. My socials are at Joe Hendry on Twitter and Instagram. For the food show, head over to Impact Wrestling's YouTube channel and go check that out. But I guess the main thing is we do still have tickets for Glasgow, Newcastle, and the second date in Coventry. So make sure you get those. And everybody order Bound for Glory. But mainly, I just want to thank you so much for having me here again. You are all legends in the business, and I'm very thankful that you're taking the time to chat with me. So it's very cool for me to be here. So thank you for having me.
We thank you for being here.
Yeah.
God believes in Joe Hendry. Here's
God believes in Joe Hendry.
Woo!
Thank you so much.
This is the word to go, y'all. Go.